Hello guys, welcome to tutorial number 7, and as I promised, we will be learning in this tutorial that how to make a power plane. So if you remember in the last tutorial that I said that I will make the ground lines, like this is the ground line we know. uh, this is a ground to ground connected, and I said that we can vanish these lines just like that, and that will solve a lot of problems because that will be like the least number of routings that we will have to make. So what is a power plane? I will just show it to you, and then you will automatically understand what exactly it is. So let's over here, this symbol with the green plane and the pen over it. Let's go on that one, power plane. Layer I have selected is a copper bottom, so sorry, copper top. So this is the top and top part of the PCB, and if I have to do something on the copper bottom, then I will select the copper bottom, which is the lower side of the PCB. So right now I'm selecting the copper top. So this is the copper top basically that we are facing right now, and it is asking here the net. So if I select the net 0, that I know that the net 0 is the ground, and this one and you can check it over here as well. So this is the ground, so net name is 0, as you can see. How did I check that? So basically this is the net which is connected to the ground. I just double clicked on it and I got the name of the net, which is 0. So let's again go back to Ultiboard. So copper top, I have selected the net 0, and I'm just going to select OK. Okay, that's very shady color. I will just change it to something more simple. Let's see. Okay, so now you can see that this is the ground plane. I will just okay. I will just do the Control Z, and you will see that this connection is there, this connection is there, this connection is there. So all these connections are the ground connections. And how did I vanish that? So I just did over here, copper top, selected the net 0. So the whole plane got converted into the top part of the PCB got converted into the ground plane basically. So the only part like this pins and surround and area around it is left out basically, and all this plane is converted into the ground plane. So now you don't have to make connection from here to here, here to here, or here to here. So it has already connected into that plane only. And I recommend that when you make the power plane, always make the power planes of those nets or those connections which are most into the circuit. Like in any circuit, you say that ground connection is always going to be the most connected circuit, or the VCC connection, like the power connection, they are going to be the mostly connected. Most of the connections are of that VCC. So I believe that you must use only those connections which are most in the circuit, because that will solve a lot of the complications inside the circuit. So as you see that the circuit is looking complete, a little bit of solved, because you will see that there is a less connection now, and we have to just connect only few connections. And there is still another plane that is remaining. If I go to the power plane, and I will just so we have already selected the copper top, so only option that is left is a copper bottom. So on the bottom of part of the PCB, which layer I will select, let's say I will select the VCC, and I will just do OK. Just keep eye on this circuit. So you might see that already. Okay, so let me just change the color because it's quite not visible yet. I'll just select this one. Let's check if it looks okay. No, not really. You have to just basically try some permutation and combinations that which will work out. Again, it's okay, just give me a second. I will just select the right combination colors so that you can see it very clearly. Alright guys, so I have selected the two colors because basically when you make the power planes, then the both colors get mixed up, the bottom end, because there is no way to see both sides in a different way when you select this one. Or you can just, if you wanted to see only the copper bottom part, then you can deselect this from here. You will see the copper bottom which we have selected as a VCC plane. So I believe you can see all the parts over here. So now let's start. Let's see how to connect, how to make the connections. So you can see the brush over here line. So we are going to make the connection on the top part of the PCB. So I'm going to select copper bottom. So we are making the connections from here to here, and you can manage what exactly the size you want to be of the line, whether it is a 2.54 mm, then here it is, and there are different various size that are given, or you can just make some of your own. So let's say that you have to make 0.75, or let's say okay 0.75. Why is it not getting correct? Okay, just give me a second. Okay, now I think it worked. So you have to just put the whole number. It won't work if you do it partly. So I have just placed the complete number 0.75, and I can just drag the line from here to here and then here. So let's see how it works. So for now I'm selecting 0.254. Go to line. I've already selected the copper top, and you will see that how this works. So let's say I've clicked on the J1 of this pin, then it will automatically get connected over here. I have to just basically drag. If I have to change the path, let's say that I have clicked over here, then again clicked over here, you will see that this blue wires have vanished from over here to here and over here to here, because we have made the connections. So what does it mean of making this connection is that a copper layer will be placed from here to here, just like we have routed the PCB, and from here to here, and the red part in between you're seeing over here is the clearance that we have given between this ground plane and this connection, which is basically the 20 volt. Or you can just over here, there is not in the tools, I think, just give me a second. Yeah, so the group editor, what you can do is mm, add one group. So let's say I'm going to add test1 as a name. Okay, so all of them we are making the trace width as 0.24, minimum trace width this is, and the clearance trace we are saying that 0.254. all of these are 0.254. the minimum is, so let's say the maximum I want to make is 0.5. okay, so what does it do that all of your connections that you are going to make, all the nets that you are going to connect, the minimum trace width, so minimum I believe that you got the trace what exactly it is, or I can explain it again. So the minimum trace width that you are going to use is 0.24 and maximum that you will use is 0.5. you can increase whatever you want, and the clearance of traces I have given 0.254. so I will tell you exactly what it is, so just bear with me. Just okay, I'm going to add all of them. If you don't want to add of them, then you can just click on that one and remove, or but for now I'm just adding all of them and then just clicking OK. So what we did is we placed the trace width. So what is the trace width is, I will just zoom in. So trace width is the distance from here to here. So this is the trace width, which is 0.254. and what is the clearance? So clearance is basically the distance from here to here and from here to here. So that is a commutatively distance. If I add this to from here to here and from here to here, it will be 0.254, because that's what I have given over here. So let's say the properties, I have given the clearance to the traces as 0.254. So from here to here the distance is 0.254, the commutative. And if I place another trace from here which is a very close to that, it won't allow, because we have already given the clearance of 2.54. so any trace is not allowed, or any copper area is not allowed to this trace within the range of 0.254. I hope it's clear. So let's just start with making it as fast as we can. So we know we have to select this one, the line, the copper bottom is already selected. From here to here, easy peasy. From here to here, and also from here to here. So just always make sure that you are never making any connections with 90-degree of connection. So because what happens is, it is not a right practice to do that, because the reason given being that it's always good to make a 120-degree connections, because it will create a less EMC and EMI effect. I'm not sure, but also the current flow is always due to the electrons, and if you give the 90-degree they collide and it will get heat up and all that reasons. So alright, so whatever the connections I can make, I'm just making it over here. As you can see that these are the shorted ones. I have shorted those over here. So whichever is the simplest one, I'm just making all of them. As you can see that how fast I can go. Over guys, you can see so guys, as you can see there are only few connections left. but but why did I left them is because I wanted to tell you that what we have made right now is a single layer PCB. If I because none of this copper trace like this one we have placed inside on the bottom side. So all of them, these traces are on the upper side of the PCB, and though we have made the power plane on the bottom part, but that's okay, we can remove it anytime, but we have not made it any traces from here on the bottom side. So I can connect these connections from here to here and make this PCB a single layer PCB, but I wanted to tell you that how we can make a double layer PCB, because this circuit is very simple, so we can make it on the single layer. But what if the circuits are complicated and there is no way that you can make it on the single PCB, because sometimes let's say that you have to make connection from here to here and this line is coming in between and you can't go on the same layer from here to here. So what you do at that time, that you select the copper bottom, you select this line and then you go from here to here. But that's not what we are looking for, so I will just go again over here, copper bottom. I will show you how to make a genuine connection. Alright, so which connection should I show you? Okay, so I will show you this connection over here. Now you will see that when I am touching on the ground plane, the board line is getting selected, so I don't want that happen. So I will just go from here. I will just unselect this one and that will be all right. And I want to select the traces now, so I will enable selecting the traces. Okay, I have deleted that, and I will delete this as well. So let's say that I have to make this connection from the bottom layer, so you have to just select from here the copper bottom, select this line, and then you can just simply connect it like this. So you will see that the color of this trace is different than what we were seeing on here. So the clearance over here is the blue and the clearance over here is the red, because these are on the top side and this is on the bottom side. So all these components except this one, which is a 555 timer, are through hole components. So basically they're going to be a hole in the PCB on this part. So for this components is easier to get connected with any layer base. So basically you can connect this from here to here on the top layer or the bottom layer, because it doesn't matter, the hole is there. But for this component, as you can see that this they are the surface mount, so only they can be connected from surface on which they have placed. So this component is placed on the top bottom, so on the top part, so we can start from here only from top layer like this. As you can see, I have completed this connection. I hope you have managed to do that as well on your own. So I will just do this as well. So let's say that I have to connect this from here, so I can't go like this, so I will just drag this connection over here, then go to over here, then here, this part is actually very small, so you have to just make sure that you are not touching any other layer. Alright, so guys, as you can see, there is only one connection remaining from here to here. So there are the ways that you can do it. So basically you can bring the line from here, okay, from here, then over here, taking it from here and bring it over here. Or there is one simple way as well, that let's say that I am going to place a wire. So what does wire do? So I will give you a bit of explanation on that. So I'm just placing it over here. So as you can see that this is I'll go on this part. So you can see that I'm enabling to select the wires and the traces. I will just move down this trace so that you can actually see this wire. Okay, so what does wire do is they make a hole inside the PCB, just like that, so that you can make the connection from anywhere. You can bring the connection from here to here on the top layer, and you can bring the connection from here to here on the bottom layer, because if I bring the connection from here to here on the top layer, it will get connected to this one, and which we don't want. So from here to here we can bring the connection from the bottom side. So I will show you how exactly it works. So let's copper bottom, select the line. So I have just selected it from here to here. So you will see that is everything is all right. You don't have to worry about overlapping this connection, because this trace is on the top side and this is on the bottom side. So only connection from here to here is the remaining part, and you can see that only I can start from here only from the top side, because the component is surface mount. So I'm going to copper top. The line is already selected. Okay, that's it. So just press escape to get rid of the lines that you want or don't want to further increase. So that's it, I guess. So as you can see that the connection has been made and our PCB is completed. Alright guys, so I guess that you are now getting pro into making the PCBs. There are a couple of more things that I would like to teach you, but that I will teach you in the next tutorial. Till then, have a good night, and subscribe to our channel, Free Knowledge. Thank you.